welcome to the world building section of this stream, where those of you who have been here before are probably fairly familiar with the map as it looks at the moment. We did actually get an hour of world building in earlier after the Galactic Civilization campaign, in which parts of the world changed. As you can see, we have started to flesh out where various entities are, where some of the cities are established and where they've been founded, and basically beginning to fill the world in a little bit. The year in this example is 2400 BC, and this is effectively, in our own timeline, the start of the Old Kingdom of Egypt. So we are still well before... Whoa, just turned up all the audio. Oh, it's because I keep... itchy neck. And then I hit my volume thing, and then everything gets super loud. So let me just adjust that again. There we go. So, nope, that's too much. I can hear myself echoing. Better. We are in the process of deciding effectively where the different nations are. Now, one of the things which occurred to me between the stream and doing this last time is we have not really acknowledge the fact that at this point most of these settlements are not in the same kingdom, because they wouldn't be. So what we kind of need to do is determine where their borders are. Their internal borders, that is. So, like, this city-state probably has borders that look something like that. And then there's probably border across maybe up to here. And then there's basically just another area over there that is not really taken part. So we can just kind of flesh out that it would be something like this. And this would be the three kingdoms of the northern humans. Now, I don't think I'm going to map out all of the edges every time, because I want to keep those fairly open. And clearly size 10 is too much. Let's go down to 5. Yeah, 5 for the border. So we also kind of just need to decide where exactly these people kind of see the edges being. And I think it's going to be something like that, because this kingdom is pretty big. In fact, I'm even tempted to say it would be something like this. So they've come up the edge here, and then you've claimed most of this. And then we can do the same for the Elves. Now, this is the interesting part, because the Elves probably are united. So we're going to say that that is just one realm. Then we've got the Dwarves down here, who have 3 different cities. So I would say that these probably are separate entities, so the borders probably do look something like that. Something like that. And then that kind of begs the question, well, does this guy really own all of this? I mean, sure, why not? And then we have the Minotaurs. And the reason this is important is because we want different kingdoms. We want things to explode things outwards. Will the other session be on YouTube? Yes, it will be. For sure. And I think that you're basically going to say where the marsh begins. That's the border for you. And you've been, yeah, you've been aggressively taking all of this. And then we have down here the lizard men. And maybe part of the reason that the UNT have been so effective is because there are 3 different city-states, and they are not banding together. And then you're just 1 at this point. Okay, good. So are there any other races that would be around at this point? So we have the trolls, we have the dwarves, we have the minotaurs. We have the North and South humans, we have the Elves. Gnomes are still underground, so they would not have emerged. Goblins and hobgoblins aren't around yet. Goliaths? I don't think the Goliaths would have settled in cities, but we could certainly give the Goliaths territory. No, halflings would be later. Halflings can't happen until the gnomes have happened. Which does kind of suggest the gnomes should be earlier. For halflings to be... Well, there are other things which kind of affect that, so I think it's okay. So we're currently at this. So the next step would be 1300 BC, which would be the emergence of the Greek city-states. But I want to make sure that I have everything on the map that I possibly can, because it's going to get more and more of a pain to update further into the future we get, because we're going to have different versions. Trolls are in, Minotaurs are in. Goliaths are the only one that I'm kind of going, yeah, they're missing. Orcs no, goblins no, hobgoblins no, halflings no. Roshan, probably not until later. Tieflings. Tieflings probably would. No, tieflings are going to be later. Devils might be. Tieflings, I think, are going to be basically devils and humans. Which can't happen until the humans are around. Ogres. Ogres would be a good one too. Alright, let's put in the devils. I'm using the wrong map. So I think we're using size 20. Yeah. And we want to be on the population thing. So where would the devils be? Well, I think the devils at this point, honestly, are here. But they probably don't own very much. Because at this point, they probably don't really care. They still have an active portal to their old world. And there ain't much to get here. Until the humans arrive. Efreet would be elementals. So yes, there would be pockets of elementals and Efreet around, but not yet. Well, I mean, yes, they would be. If an event calls for them, we can add them. Goliaths. I think we want to have the Goliaths up here in the north. And we were kind of saying the Goliaths would be roughly... I don't think... Would they be around the glacier? I mean, they would certainly be up in the mountains. So where would the giants have been? I kind of think probably in here. It's like a bit of a lost world situation, which is why the Goliath survived whatever calamity virtually wipes the giants out. I mean, there are still giants around, but they're rare. So let's have bluish white, something like that, being for the Goliaths. And then I think I'm basically going to say the Goliaths have claimed this region. But they don't have any cities. At this point. And then ogres. I think ogres are another good one. Maybe up here? Maybe in here. Maybe in here. You know what? I have a better idea. Goliaths are going to be in here because they can hide. This is how the Goliaths survive. Because outside of where the Goliaths are the ogres. Both of them being offshoots of the giants. So this used to be kind of a giant stronghold area. You know what? Yeah, we probably should do a what is this command. It's not a bad call. Oops. Knight is not going to come to anything. Nightbot. It's not it either. The heck is Nightbot? Thought the ogres were going to be in the mountain range under the Minotaurs. Oh, down here. I don't really see any reason why they couldn't be both. I'm trying to remember why the... Oh, is it because the ogres and the Minotaurs are fighting? Because again, these are both offshoots off of the giants. So ogres being similarly widespread to the trolls, I think, makes sense. There would just be different types of ogre. I mean, actually, it could be like hill giants over here, and then ogres down here. Okay, so what would this command be for? World building, exclamation mark, world building. This is for a potential... This is creating a new setting for a potential D&D campaign in the future. How are you planning to do Goliath Society? I'd like to suggest an Appalachian Ozark Clan Homestead Society. Interesting. I hadn't really given the Goliaths much thought, to be honest. Loxodon are off a map. They're further south. Tortles. I need to add them. Yep, do need to add the Tortles. What else do I say? This is creating a new setting for a potential D&D campaign in the future. A magical cataclysm wiped out the precursor races forming more familiar ones like the humans, elves, dwarves, etc. And this is the story of their rise and falls. It's a bit. There we go. Mention the program being used? Sure. This is being created in Worldographer and World Anvil. Cool. Okay, so Tortles. Probably come from the wettest bit, which is probably here. I think it would also be kind of towards the ocean. Maybe this, you know what, this one. This is going to be the Tortle homeland. So we're going to go here. Tortle. And this one is definitely going to be... I was going to say green, but then the orcs coming in is probably also going to be green. Let's make you a dark green. And at this point they still own a relatively small region. And we're also going to add a city for them. Tortles develop really slowly. I think that city would be probably there. Move slowly and carry a big shell. And then there are honestly just really big areas that are kind of open. Okay, so we're saying that these are the hill giants, so then over here were the ogres. Ogres. I'm going to make them yellow of some kind, I think. Dirty yellow. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. And I'm going to say that the ogres don't really have any population centers, they just claimed this area. Colour's a bit too similar. Make them a brighter yellow. There we go. Yeah, Centaurs are here, but I don't think I necessarily need to say where they are. They are just there. Tortle suffer attack and innovation stagnation that comes from long lifespan. Species that only get stronger in age, but is very traditional. The only way to beat a total is to run, for he is slower and you are faster. Alright, were there any other races that we need to worry about? Dragonborn at this point is still off map. Goliaths, dwarves, dragon, kobolds again off map. Satyr and furbolgs. Furbolgs we should probably do something with, but I think they again are an offshoot of the Minotaurs. Probably ones that try to get into the Feywild. And then Satyr I think are just natively part of the Feywild. You know what, I am going to put Centaurs just to say, here be Centaurs. And their colour is going to be red. No, dark red. I did think of something else that could be in the far north. Oh right, yeah, eventually the Minotaurs knock the Centaurs out from that region, but at this point Centaurs were kind of known to roam. All of this. And then also down here. We'll just keep them to the steps for now. So those are the Centaurs. Unfortunately, the colour is going to be a bit similar to the Trolls, which is basically brown at the moment. I feel like they should be more... It's going to clash with the Ogres, but I don't think that's going to matter so much. There we go. Now we know where they are, at least. Yetis wouldn't be a civilization. Many interesting giantkin that could diversify these regions, Cyclops, Etin, Sonis. True. Yeah, Etins I always kind of feel should be relatively rare. I know that we have some Cyclops fans in chat. I think that generally we'd just say they're in the north. I'm not going to worry too much about them, because they're not the ones that go out and claim land, really. Hill giants kind of do. Ogres certainly do. And then Goliath certainly do, as do dwarves. Trolls don't, but we just need to say these are the danger areas, so that we know when other cultures clash against them. Because there's no other cultures up here, it doesn't matter as much. Jotun could be a good northern race. Yortan or Jotun? I don't know what a Yortan is. If you're just saying giants, then giants... We were talking like frost giants. Fire giants. Looking at this area and thinking this is great giant territory. Norse frost giants, Jotun, okay. Happy? No, I do think you're onto something with the giants. The thing is, no, it does make sense to have them. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to be so facetious. So, giants, give me giantkin. Etins. Jotun is just another word for giant. I'm not going to differentiate between them, although we are going to differentiate between hill, frost. The ones that would actually be on the ground. Cloud giants or not, I have a different idea for them. Okay, so giants we've got... Oh yeah, storm giants. Fire giants. Fire giants I find a little bit difficult to place. Hill giants are easy. Frost giants are easy. Storm giants and cloud giants I think are kind of in the same thing. I mean, storm giants could be up in the mountains. Alright, you know what? We'll have storm giants. So hill giants we've already placed. We need frost giants. We need fire giants. I kind of think that they would be in a relatively similar area. I'm thinking that this is just giant realm. Because frost giants are definitely up in here. And north. So I think I'm just going to do giants. Because I don't want to make them too organized at this stage. I'm just going to place them. Now the problem is they're going to be a similar color. Let's choose something which is going to be a bit rarer up here. Let's go with like purple. Pink, fine. So we can say that giants are up here. Going down to here. Around the Feywild. Along the glacier. And cutting up here. I suspect they're on this side too. Which would definitely put pressure on the elves if they're that far north. Well, no, because who would be in here? Aren't storm giants more coastal? Are they? I thought they were mountainous. Tallest true giants remain on the material plane. Oh, they're at sea. Yeah, you're right. They are coastal. Okay. Well, in that case, it makes it fairly easy to say, well, I know who's out here then. And then... I don't want to have giants too far south, though. Like, all of the big races, or the precursor races are kind of in their own regional areas. Like, the reason the giants are probably not further south is because of the genies. So maybe up to this mountain range. And then maybe east of this mountain range. At that time, were... Actually, you know what? That would be a reason for the elves not to go too aggressively in that direction and put some pressure on the elves. Alright, where have I left a gap? Where have I left a gap? There. Better. So that's where the giants are. And then what I'm thinking is, if we go back to the borders... We go back down to, gosh, what size was it? 10? 5? 5? 5? It was 5. Out of interest. What's a 10? Nope, 10's definitely bigger. That was a 5. We can do the same thing. You know what? I think I'm going to make those hill giants giants too. Yeah, I am. Because at this point, this basically was an empire. They were starting to diverge. They hadn't done it yet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the border overview. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to go down to 5 size. And we're going to say... roughly everything in this area are the storm giants. Then everything in here are going to be the hill giants. Fire giants, I think, would be in a relatively concentrated area, and they'd basically be around the volcano, so I think that this would be the fire giant realm. So we just right on here for a second. 200 size, so we got storm giants in that bit. That's too big. Let's just make you a 100. Yeah, better. So the storm giants are in that bit. Then here's where the hill giants are. Here is the fire giants. And here are the frost giants. So these are already kind of subdividing into different realms almost. And I think there's probably more hill giants over on this side. Hill giants should be fairly easily the most numerous. You know, I think that this might be another fire giant realm right in here. That's probably why it's a bit warmer. And this, what I'm doing now, is roughly how we're going to divide up like other realms later. This is a good bit of practice. Top. I think I might just remove some of the bits down here. They don't really make sense for the giants to own them. So removing the giants from that, and this is just going to be hill giants. So in fact I can remove that border as well, because that's no longer needed. And this is hill giants, and this is hill giants. And then I was going to remove them entirely from here. Because it's just not necessary, and I don't think they would have randomly colonized this. Too near the Feywild. And the giants didn't like the magic. So then, frost giants, we're just going to move your label up to here because you're basically in this whole region. And these two are also hill giants. So we have a fair number of those. And cloud giants are purposefully not on the map right now. I like the idea of the Cyclops being near the Orcs, because then the Orcs would eventually recruit them. I haven't found a really good way of integrating Cyclops yet, so I'm going to keep them in my back pocket for now. You know what, because nobody else is really taking these mountains, I'm just going to remove the mountains from them as well. There we go. So those are the giant realms at the start of the game. They're going to get pushed back pretty hard. And hilariously, it's going to be the goblins that do it. Sheer weight of numbers. And then the only survivors will probably be the Goliaths, who migrate away because they're smart. These hill giants will probably be all but wiped out. These hill giants will probably survive. And then what were these? These were ogres, right? Yeah. And the fire giants will probably survive. Cloud giants are in the sky. The reason I'm not giving the cloud giants land is because they're in floating cities. Onis? What are the Onis? Are they on this list? No. Verbeeks! We forgot about the Verbeeks! Verbeeks are probably the most civilized of the giant kin. I mean, the Verbeeks and the Goliaths. Verbeeks might be over here. And the Verbeeks might be like the ones that retreat up to there, or maybe even take out what the Goliaths were, and have the Goliaths come over here. I don't know, that's just one of the things that we'll need to work out. And I want to add a category here, which is going to be labels. Just because these guys are going to take a lot of space, and then I can just minimize them. So here we have Centaurs, Ogres, Elves, Centaurs, Trolls, Dwarves, Trolls, gone. See?
Huzzah!
Lizard men. Desert lizard men. Turtles. S. Humans. N. Humans. Feywild. So there's a lot of people out in the frontiers. Quite a bit which is just open. And then the lizard men down there. With the amount... Oh, tieflings. Devils as they are at this point. Oh, they all automatically went into labels. Good, because I had that selected when I did it. Marvellous. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. Are there any other races you can think of that would be around in the pre-ancient era? Whitey is here. Thank you very much for the 28-month resubscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Thank you. Gimpy MacGimpo, thank you for the follow as well. Arcad coming in with an 8-month resub. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Palm Tree Life coming in with a 21-month resub on Prime. Thank you very much for that, Palm Tree Life. And then Crazed Squirrel, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, Wood Elves. Well, I'm actually going to remove the Wood Elves because they are just there. And in fact, just so we make a note of who is in the Feywild at this point. We have got Wood Elves, Forest Gnomes, Satyr, and probably a bunch of other stuff. But those are the ones that are definitely there. But they're just in the Feywild. I mean, I guess I could put a colour over the Feywild, but it's pretty darn clear where the Feywild is. No, you know what? I will. Feywild. Wild. You get dark green. They would want to control the river. Because that's basically access in and out. So that is the Feywild. Right there. That looks like a little bit of the giants bleeding over. There you go. Feywild. Gnolls? Yeah, Gnolls would be another one. They would almost certainly be down here. I don't really want to put them in. I don't know what to do with this. This is such a cool area. I need to do something with it, but I don't know what. Like, I'm a little bit less concerned about the southern continent, although they're going to be the first in contact with these guys, so probably should be something down here. Tabaxi or something like that. Harpies, Aarakocra. No, actually the Aarakocra could be up here. Yeah, it's a little too open for them. Well, actually no, probably isn't, because these would be their hunting grounds. Because they're flyers, the giants are terrified of them. Except the cloud giants who just kind of laugh. You know, I actually kind of like that. Yeah, alright, let's get the the C or the K? There's that. And these are going to be blue. Up to the coast. Any conflict with the Minotaurs? I think that's going too far south. I think they would keep vaguely something like this. I kind of feel like the Tabaxi would be from further away. They'd be like the Loxodons. Native to the jungles of Mestika. I mean, we could potentially put them in here. Although I think at this point, I don't think they will have emerged yet. Because this is also part of it, is when would the various peoples emerge? Oh yeah, the scorpions. I think they'd be from down here. Scorpions, I think, are going to be an attacker. one of the invasion waves. Which might be one of the additional threats that the lizardmen would face. Where is my vague timeline? I mean, they probably appear around here. Huzzah! Smashed! Thank you very much for the 11-month primary subscription. You have just got one more month to go until you get those wings. Congratulations. Hey, what's this for? If you type in ! world building, you'll see it. One word. I think that's probably just about good enough. I mean, the nice thing about keeping everything the same size is as we do go through the ages, we can just carve up new chunks of land and then just copy and paste in between. It'll be a bit of a pain, but not the complete end of the world. And I do like that there is open space, like there needs to be. Again, this is really long ago. I kind of like the idea that Tabaxi would be out of here. You know what? Sod it. This is going to be Tabaxi land. Unless anyone comes up with a better idea. But I'm going to curtail them. They're going to be a lot smaller than this. We'll start them back here. They definitely haven't conquered the mountains yet. And I do that because population center. I do want to give them a population center, which was a size 10, I think. No, 15, maybe even 20. 20. And the Tabaxi capital is probably going to be right. That didn't do anything. That's because I had it on delete. There. Yeah, this is more like Lake Victoria. Which is probably why the Tabaxi like wandering, because I got the big-ass savannah around them in which to do that. So the Tabaxi in this... in fact, they wouldn't... no, they wouldn't be the Tabaxi. It's the other guys. Leonids? Leonin, that's it. The Leonin guard the shining plains of Ereskos, a golden plain where even the gods rarely trespass. These are the Leonin, they're not the Tabaxi. That makes a heck of a lot more sense. Yeah, that I like. Yeah, we're above the equator. The equator would be like here. Actually, the equator probably kind of runs at this angle. Maybe not that rough, like that. Probably, let's keep it simple. Straight across. And this is kept more temperate because of the cold coming down the fake Atlantic. Whereas this is shaded against that because there's so much land for the cold air to cross. I mean, this area here is basically North Africa. Actually, probably like from here. This is North Africa. It's just that we've moved Kenya up further. So maybe it would be kind of Tunisia meets Kenya type terrain. I really want the Knolls to be a bit more interesting. Because the Knolls, as they are described, are rampaging hordes. I think the Knolls have probably come from off-map and then just arrived to cause damage. I think that's a trump card to shift politics down here that I might keep, and then we'll settle the Knolls. But I think they should be a later arrival. Unless we put them in here. Because Knolls are related... Are they related to devils or to demons? The demons, aren't they? Yeah, the demons. See, I don't really have much space in this world for demons. I've always found them very boring. But they could certainly be corrupted wildlife caused by the opening of the rift to the devil's homeland, which in this is the plane of fire, it's not the abyss. But what my thinking here is, if we put the Knolls in here, Tieflings arrive, kick the Knolls out, forcing the Knolls across the desert, and then suddenly you have the Knolls in the savannah, which is where I feel like they should ultimately be. But having them just arise for no reason doesn't really suit me. But I think I am going to put the Knolls over here. I think that this is the right thing to do. Basically caused by the arrival of the Devils. And I think in this era, I really want to make them red, but no, let's make them not yellow. What about orange? Dark orange. There we go. Knolls. I think will be from... in there, and I'm purposely keeping them small because their story is all about their eventual explosion in growth, and they'll probably take over this until the tieflings arrive and kick them out. And the devils probably keep them as pets. Gnolls vs Leonin, very fitting. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, have the Gnolls come in over this way. And then they can hide in the woods if they ever get really badly hurt. And it also puts another point of pressure on the lizardmen. And then honestly, we could have the tabaxi down here. Because currently these jungles aren't being used. Or we could have the tabaxi arriving later as migrants. That might work better. Yeah, let's leave the tabaxi, because I like the idea that tabaxi are wanderers. They arrive on rafts and things, just lost little kitties. May have missed it, but the southeastern desert was also very gnoll heavy. No, the desert's going to be the scorpions, the forgotten what they're called. Tursilli? Tinkali, these guys. Them. That's what comes out of the desert. And I think that works really well, because they are slavers. Their entire economy works on slavers. So having the tieflings setting up a mercantile empire here, with one of their main imports being slaves for the Terkali, which they basically pay in tribute, that's how the tieflings survive, even though they are massively outnumbered, at least early on. But I think it's still a little too early for the tieflings. I think the tieflings may arrive as humans during the human explosion era. Let's write that down. Tinkali arrive later as a southern invasion. They keep the tieflings as a tributary due to their ability to trade slaves. And then the gnolls. Hang on, let me just write about the gnolls down here. Gnolls. Pushed. Corrupted wildlife due to the nearness, proximity. The level gate. There we go. Most antagonists in the monstrous manual are slavers, kind of like all of the evil stamped for D&D cultures. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy about this. This is definitely starting to flesh the world out a little bit more. And now that we've begun to sparkle in the plucky underdogs, and have started to also split up their realms, so we can start to see a little bit of a competition, internal competition as well as external. Because I'm going to say, like, the big groups like the trolls, the ogres, probably the various types of giants, they fight amongst themselves anyway. They just don't have rigid territories, at least not that we care about. Alright, so what's the next era? The next era is the human explosion, isn't it? Yeah, Greek city-states, the invention of the sail. That's another thing I do need to do, is I need to look at like era-defining technologies, like sail would be, and find out when exactly it became prominent. Still impressed by progress, always fun to watch things grow. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favourite things about this, and like part of the reason I like having it uploaded is so that it can be tracked in that way for people who may miss a session or two. Giants. I don't know why I did this, but I did do this, where you're not in the plain area there. Weird spot. Maybe that's an area where there's some natural occurring thing. We've often said we need some natural occurring things like the oasis, the ice oasis. What would have kept the hill giants away from that? This feels like one of those opportunities where we can add something cool. Just curious about something. Oh no, it's going to replace the whole thing, isn't it? I was wondering if it was going to be an easier way of adding borders, but I can't be bothered to go through all of that. It's quite nice that the fire giants and the hill giants are kind of etched out like this, but that's going to become more of a problem later when we have borders actually meeting. Are we defining what culture every race are, or just their placement? Just placement for now. How low do cloud giant cities float? Not very. Mentioned the idea of the Fomorians being a race of giants who are in constant flux due to the wild magic. Fomorians are probably on the boundaries with the Feywild. I mean, there would just be something that's found where giants are also found. Probably particular along here. Hill giants get hungry, venture into the Feywilds and they look for food, and then get corrupted by it. Like, the whole point of the Feywild in this is kind of like Mirkwood in Lord of the Rings. It's just a place where most people are terrified to go. And they defend it vigorously. The wood elves that live there. The forest gnomes are probably more welcoming. If like a lost stranger is found, the forest gnomes will probably get them out, but wood elves have been rather more aggro. But at this point, again, there'll be low populations. No population centres. And I'm quite happy to just say, here be Feywild. And then, if parties should ever find themselves in the Feywild, you have lots of tools to play with. Petroleum Oasis. I was thinking more like a solitary, very long-lived monster or something like that. Although at this point, still probably relatively early. Like, would the Ice Oasis be here at this point? Probably not. But it's still going to be on the map, so I remember to put it there. That's a conundrum for another time. We are running over and I am bloody knackered because I got about 4 hours of sleep last night. So I think I'm going to call this one here. So I do hope you're enjoying this. If you are, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when I'm live again in the future. If you've really enjoyed this and you would like to support the channel, then please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel out, lets me do more of this kind of content. If you would like to support the channel in other ways, then please do check out the Patreon, or you can subscribe here on Twitch. I do have a Discord where communication and talk about this are ongoing. You can find that at the Discord link there. Join us on the world building channel. If you have any ideas, I'm always eager and willing to listen and hear them out, because this is pretty collaborative and I'm getting a lot of really good ideas from you guys, so keep it up. What else? Discord, Patreon, YouTube. If you missed any of the progress that we've made so far, you can find it on the YubTubs at youtube.com/MordredViking. I upload these once a week. So we're going to have 2 weeks worth produced today, which is nice. I think that's everything I've got for now. If you want to see actual D&D games happening, then you can find that on Sunday night, starting at midnight, going into Monday morning. That is with my American crew, where we are currently playing through Icewind Dale. And what happened last time? Oh yeah, they met the guardian of the Warlock's patron. The Warlock's patron is currently imprisoned, and the guardian of that prison, the party trying to free him, is what they are currently fighting against. And it's probably one of my most favourite boss fights so far. I've gone from really strong dragon fight to really strong patron guard fight. Yeah, it's been good. And then on Monday is Component Cast Live, which is when I am playing for myself instead of DMing the game. That's not the game I'm DMing. I'm playing as a Gnomish Artificer. And Gnomish Artificers are definitely horribly broken. They're pretty awesome. Anyway, I think that's all for now. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday is midday off. I'll be back again on Friday for regular streams, where I believe the plan is to double check. Stellaris and Crusader Kings 3. So, no, that's Saturday. Friday is Expeditions Viking and Bannerlord. So a day of historicalness. An ancient dragon turtle that landed near the river after the cataclysm. It's actually not a bad idea, just have something just dropped there. Give me ideas on Discord. Anyway, that's all for me for now. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, bye-bye.